One, two.
This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The following presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me turn that up a bit. Welcome to Highclimber Field on the campus of Shelton High School in Shelton, Washington. Today, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, jumps back into coverage of the high school spring sports with Evergreen Conference Baseball, featuring the Shelton Highclimbers and the Centralia Tigers. My name is Diedrich Allen, and joining me for this broadcast is Jerry Apple.
Hey, Diedrich, it's good to be back.
Got a beautiful day for some baseball. Yeah. It has been 11 days since either team has been on the field in, about 2 weeks for us. In fact, the last time Centralia and Shelton played was April 4th at Cheney Stadium, with Highclimbers coming from behind and walking off with a 5-4 win over the Tigers. Shelton now has a 3-6 overall record, 2-2 in the Evergreen Conference. Centralia, unfortunately, is winless in 10 games this season. Coming up, Jerry has the starting lineups and batting orders, and of course, the first pitch. It's Evergreen Conference Baseball, the Centralia Tigers at the Shelton Highclimbers on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. And we are back here at Highclimber Field. Diedrich Allen here, Jerry Apple over there. He's got the batting order starting lineups for us.
Thank you, Diedrich. For the visitors, the Centralia Tigers under Coach Jake Ledoux. Leading off will be the shortstop, number 2, John Leedy. Batting second will be the center fielder, number 17, Kellen Rookledge. Batting third, the first baseman, number 15, Hudson Waterfield. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, number 30, Jake Johnson. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 5, Brock Boone. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 1, Michael Sneller. Batting seventh, the pitcher for the Tigers will be number 3, Caden Young. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 13, Thomas Orr. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 9, Jacob Lowe. And that's your starters for the Tigers. Now, your starting lineup for the home team, the Shelton Highclimbers, under the direction of Coach Trevor Cahoon. Leading off, batting first, the shortstop, number 22, Carl Turnbow. Batting second, number 4, the left fielder, Boston Madison. Batting third, the catcher, number 2, Jax Ward. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, number 30, Zane Scott. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 24, Cam Winans. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 7, Jacob Jacoby. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 1, Daniel Crossan. Batting eighth, the designated hitter is number 15, Drew Hessler. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 9, Zane Hardy. And your pitcher for tonight for the Highclimbers is number 13, Gunnar Jensen.
Well, thank you, Jerry. They are dedicating the scoreboard here, the new scoreboard that was installed in the off-season. And good, nice round of applause for everybody who helped to bring in not just of the scoreboard, but also the improvements on the field over the years.
Was there donations from groups on
I
that?
believe so, yes. I don't have the specifics. You'd have to, you were doing your
Sure.
rundown. I wasn't paying attention, but
Okay.
yeah. So we're going to get the starting lineups announced here. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back first pitch between Centralia and Shelton on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
To move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
And we're just about ready to play some ball here into Highclimber Field. Diedrich Allen and Jerry Apple just to, well, the right of home plate. Our new position as far away from the pool pump as we can get while still being behind home plate. I mean, we could go way over there, Jerry, maybe in the shade, but would be a kind of a hard look at the field. Go ahead.
Are they able to turn off that sound that goes to this swimming pool?
They used to. There's a key, and it doesn't really turn it off. It just pauses it for like an hour, I think. I don't know if they actually do it. It was worse when we were on the other side, but it's not. It's much better. Let's see. Do I have any information on the way he pitched? Well, he pitched 1.1 innings against Centralia on.
One of their main pitchers.
You know, you're asking me those questions. I have.
Yeah.
Bring this up a little bit. There you go.
Okay.
One of the top guys, yeah. So we're ready to get this thing underway shortly. There it goes.
I know that Daniel Crossan also pitches.
Yeah, they have a pretty vast. Let's see, how many pitchers did they use in that game? Let's see. Jensen pitched. Turnbow pitched.
Oh, okay.
Cahoon pitched. And I want to say Ward pitched an inning and 2/3. against Centralia on April 4th. That was at Cheney Stadium. I don't know if that was just to give people or give players experience in a minor league park, more so. I think
that was a great experience.
Yeah.
I've been very impressed with Carl Turnbull on defense at shortstop. I've also been very impressed with Jake Jacoby in center field. But, overall, I think they played well defensively. And Jack Ward behind the plate.
I swear he's been there every year I've covered baseball. Jack Ward behind home plate. I swear he's been the catcher. We're ready to go here, Jerry. First batter coming up.
First batter up is number 2, the shortstop, John Leedy.
And I didn't research what he did in his last outing. He did not play on the 4th. But he'll be the first batter to face Jensen on the mound for the Highclimbers today. First pitch in there, swing and a miss for strike 1. Come with the heat right away, Jerry. So it's the leadoff batter in Leedy. Just hit that outside corner for strike 2 called. So 0-2 to Leedy.
Nice to get ahead of the hitter.
Would think this is going to be a ball, Jerry. We'll see. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It was outside, but he swung at it, and that's out number 1 for the Tigers. So 1 away.
And now up is your center fielder, number 17, Kellen Rookledge. And Kellen was a running back for the football team for the Tigers. Did a nice job.
And on the 4th, he was 2 for 5. Scored a run, walked once, struck out once. First pitch to Rookledge. Swing at a low one for strike 1.
Kellen's dad, John Rookledge, is one of the assistant coaches here for Centralia.
Seems to me, Jerry, just to change the subject slightly. Here's the 0-1. Just a bit high for ball 1, so 1-1. One out, nobody on for the Tigers here. Top of the first, just underway. Called, so 1-2 the count to Rookledge.
I think the reason for that is he's been throwing well so far. It's a lot of strikes.
Here's the 1-2 from Jensen to Rookledge. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers here.
2 strikeouts in a row. And now up is number 15, the first baseman, Hudson Waterfield.
Waterfield, 1 for 2, scored a run, walked twice, and struck out once on the 4th against the Highclimbers. 2 out, nobody on. First pitch on the way, inside, and that hit him. So we'll have a base runner now for the Tigers.
And now up is your cleanup hitter, the right fielder, number 30, Jake Johnson.
And Jake was 1 for 2, batted in a run, scored a run, walked once and struck out once in the last outing 11 days ago. So 1 on, 2 out for the Tigers here. Top of the first. First pitch in there, swing and a miss for strike 1. And Johnson will step back in. There, pitch on the way, outside and low for ball 1, 1-1 the count to Johnson. Waterfield at first base, 2 out. Here's a pitch on the way, swing and a line drive right up the middle. It gets into center field, and the Tigers have runners at first and second now.
And now up is your 5th hitter for the Tigers, and this will be the catcher, Brock Boone.
And Brock, where is he? There he is. 0 for 2, did bat in a run, walked once and struck out once on the 4th. So 2 on, 1, 2 out for the Tigers here. Boone will step in. Pitch on the way, swing and a pop-up. Center field, high pop-up. Coming in to get it in shallow center is Jacoby, and that will end the inning. So the Tigers get a hit, leave 2 guys out there. We head to the bottom of the first, no score. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions. A single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit 2481.
We head to the bottom of the first inning, no score. Shelton coming up.
Leading off for the Highclimbers will be the shortstop, number 22, Carl Turnbow.
Carl 2 for 2. Scored a run, walked twice against these Tigers on the 4th at Cheney Stadium.
He's been a pretty steady hitter this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent across the board. Hitting, fielding,
running, speed,
yeah. And
Good
he's a bother when he gets on base. He really gets in the heads of pitchers.
He does. It's interesting watching him.
It's actually fun to watch him, to see what he does. He kind of dances, especially when he's on third base. He's a good player all around. On the mound for the Tigers is Caden Young. He did pitch against Shelton on the 4th, pitched 4 innings, charged with 4 earned runs on 6 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So here comes Turnbow to lead things off for the Highclimbers here, no score. Bottom of the first. Happy to have a game without a tent and rain, Jerry.
Oh, it's very pleasant. And I haven't had to put on any layers.
Here's a pitch on the way. Going to be strike 1 called. Looked like it might have been a bit high, but dropped right into the strike zone. So 0-1 to Turnbow. No score. Pitch on the way. That one just a bit high. Looked like the first pitch, but a little bit higher. So 1-1 to count. Here's the 1-1 outside ball, too, so 2-1. Turnbow kind of stands tight on that box. Pitch on the way. That's going to be outside, gets away from the catcher. And that'll be ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Turnbow. Boone is the catcher for the Tigers. Looking at the sheet that I wrote down here, Jerry, I couldn't understand what I wrote for Boone, and now I see it. And there's a leadoff walk for Carl Turnbow. Go ahead to first base. So 1 on and nobody out for Shelton.
And now up is number 4, the left fielder, Boston Madison.
And Boston on the 4th was 0 for 4. See if he can get his bat going today. Young looks over at first base. Turnbow was pretty small lead for him over there at first. Pitch on the way, and Turnbow goes. Strike in there is called, and a throw to second, and Turnbow slides into second base safely. So runner in scoring position already, nobody out.
So he gets a stolen base.
And the pitch to Madison was a strike. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be high for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Turnbow at second base. Boston Madison at bat.
Centralia pitcher trying to find his control.
Here's a pitch on the way. High, a swing and a miss, and strike 2 called. Turnbow stays at second base. Interesting, I've never noticed this before, but Young was in his stretch, and about to throw, he looked back at second base before he threw it to the plate. Pitch on the way, high, popped up. That's playable. Center field, shallow. Low over there to get it for the out, and that's 1 away. So 1 down and 1 on for the Highclimbers here.
And now up is your third hitter for the Highclimbers, the catcher, number 2, Jax Ward.
Now, Jax was 1 for 3, had an RBI, walked once on the 4th against these Tigers. So again, 1 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way to Ward, swing and a pop fly. That's headed to left field. Coming over to grab it will be Orr, and that'll be out number 2. So 2 down for Shelton.
And now up is your 5th hitter for the Highclimbers, and this is the right fielder, number 30, Zane Scott.
And Zane was 1 for 1 at Cheney Stadium. So 2 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way to Scott. He'll pop one up. That's playable. Over there to right field, they're losing it. Oh, nice near try going foul. Nice try out there by Johnson, couldn't quite get to it. And Carl Turnbow had, there's the speed of Carl.
Yeah.
He made it all the way in to home just before that ball was caught, but it was a foul ball. So 0-1 after all that, Jerry. Turnbow back to second base. Scott is the batter. Here's the pitch to the plate. Swing and another pop fly. Long one. These are long strikes, Jerry. That one headed to the softball field. So 0-2 to Zane Scott.
Well, Zane's showing his power. Little power there. That's good.
Again, Turnbow on second base. 2 out for the Highclimbers here. Bottom of the first inning, no score. A little bit of wind coming right in their faces. Pitch on the way. It's going to be high for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Zane Scott. Carl Turnbow takes his lead. He goes right into the peripheral vision of the pitcher. Here's a pitch that's outside. Nice stop by Boone there. That's going to be 2-2, sorry. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Carl Turnbow at second base takes his lead. Batter is Zane Scott. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled off. Count remains even at 2-2.
And Zane Scott is making the pitcher work.
I don't think he's let a pitch go except for the one that was outside. I think there's the high one and the one outside, and he swung at everything else. Here's a pitch on the way. There's a ground ball. That's going to be scooped up there by Leedy. Throw to first just in time to get
Beautiful play by the shortstop.
just in time to get the runner there, and that'll do it for the Highclimbers here in their half of the first. We head to the second, no score. Centralia coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
We head to the second inning to play. No score. Centralia and Shelton, the Tigers, coming up to bat.
Yeah, leading off for the Tigers will be number 1, the third baseman, Michael Steller.
Now, Michael was 2 for 5 and scored a run. against these Highclimbers on the 4th of April at Cheney Stadium. So he'll step in to face Jensen today. Here's the first pitch to him. Outside corner. Oh, wow.
He's been throwing a lot of strikes.
From our angle, Jerry, that looked like it was way outside. But it hit the
a little bit,
yeah. From our angle, we're not right there on top of the plate. Here's the 0-1. Going to be low that time for ball 1-1-1. Leadoff batter for the Tigers here. Sneller. Here's the 1-1. Pop fly. That's going to go right into the glove of Zane Harding for out number 1. So 1 away for Centralia.
And now up is number 3, the pitcher, Caden Young.
Now, Caden was 1 for 4 on the 4th. He did strike out 3 times, though. So 1 out, nobody on for the Tigers. First pitch to Young. Jensen taking his time this time. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be a fastball a bit high. And that'll be strike 1, or ball 1, excuse me, strike 1. What am I saying, Jerry? I'm thinking one thing and saying another. Here's a 1-0. There's a strike. There's that spot on that outside corner for 1-1 to Young. Pitch on the way. That's going to be just a bit low that time for ball 2.
Yeah, Gunnar Jensen has already recorded 2 strikeouts.
So 1 out, nobody on for Centralia here. Next pitch on the way. Swinging a pop fly. Center field, Jacoby on the run. Nope, actually it's going to be Turnbow settling in on the grass, and that's out number 2.
And now up is the 3rd hitter this inning. It's the left fielder, number 13, Thomas Orr.
Now, Thomas was 0 for 3, but walked once at Cheney Stadium on April 4th. So 2 down, nobody on. Here's a pitch on the way. Strike right there. Gunnar Jensen off to a good start so far.
He sure is. And probably has a pretty good pitch count. I mean,
the pitch in relative, he's got
good shape. Pretty
20
good shape.
pitches right now. Strike 2 called there, so 0-2.
I think he's only thrown 3 balls in the whole game so far.
So Orr steps back in, behind in the count, pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and that will be that for the Tigers here. We head to the bottom of the frame. Shelton coming up. No score. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
And we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and no score. Shelton coming up.
Yeah. And leading off for the Highclimbers will be the first baseman, number 24, Cam Winans.
Now, Cam, I'm looking in the wrong spot. He was 1 for 2. He struck out once.
Okay.
That was on the 4th. He's playing a pretty good first base, doesn't he, Jerry?
He does
Big,
play.
long frame. He can really reach out there and keep his foot on the bag. He's done a good job there so far this season. So no score, and Winans will lead things off. We did talk about Cam coming back to Shelton from Eastern Washington. His stepbrother is playing for North Mason.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting household there with Cam's dad, former coach for the baseball team here. And so, yeah, talked about Cam a little bit.
Well, it's good to have him back.
It's good to have him back. And here's first pitch to Winans to lead things off, and he swings, and I'm going to say he fouled that one off, Jerry, but it's going to be strike one. Oops. He swung at that one, and the ball kind of went funky down on the plate. So I'm going to say he might have got a piece of it. So 0-1 to Winans to lead things off with the Highclimbers here in the second inning. Bottom of the second, no score. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball hopper up the first base line, and that goes foul. So 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter for the Climbers here. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a ground ball. That's got some speed on it. However, Lowe will grab it and scoop it up, throw it over to Wakefield at first base, and that'll be one away for Shelton.
And now up, your second hitter this inning, and batting 6th in the lineup is your center fielder, number 7, Jacob Jacoby.
Now, Jacob 0 for 3, walked once, scored a run, and struck out once against the Tigers. First pitch to him, strike on the inside. I think Young has found his control, Jerry.
Yeah, he's pitching more effective this inning.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right.
Here's a pitch on the way, another fastball. That one's going to be fouled into the dugout here on the first base side for strike 2, so 0-2. To Jacoby. 1 out, nobody on for Shelton. No score. Bottom of the second. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing, and that one is a miss. Where'd the ball go, Jerry? Nobody knows where the ball went. Yeah, I guess that would.
I thought he got a piece of it.
He must have. He's still at bat, Jerry. So it's all went. That was weird. The invisible ball.
Did the catcher catch it?
I don't think he did. Here's
the
next pitch on the way. There's a foul off right towards us. I heard something. I thought it went into the glove. I really did. But it must have went really fast into the dugout. I don't know. That was weird. The disappearing ball.
Yeah.
We get a moment. I want to talk about banana ball, Jerry. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Here's the pitch on the way. That's going to be high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I haven't heard the term very much, but very often, but yeah.
Well, 60 Minutes did a piece on banana ball.
Did they?
Yeah. Very interesting. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's popped up out of play over to the pool. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jacoby. You have to watch banana ball to really understand it. It's baseball, but it's not your ordinary baseball game. And they have, what they say, 4 teams playing banana ball? Interesting. Another pitch that's high ball at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jacoby. 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Bottom of the second, no score.
Is it a Latin American game?
No, it's a strictly U.S. game.
Oh, really?
Swing and a fly ball. That's going to, oh, what a play out there.
Beautiful
by Lowe. We reached up there and robbed a base hit, and that's 2 away for the Highclimbers.
And now up is your third baseman, number 1, Daniel Crossan.
Daniel was 2 for 3, had an RBI, scored a run.
I'll have to check into this then.
Yeah, you'll check it out. It's very interesting. Pitch on the way, it's high. And that'll be ball 1. Sorry, folks, I had the wrong information on the graphic there. Pitch on the way, and that one's going to be fouled off over there. Nice play by
Trevor, yeah.
So
nonchalantly reached up, grabbed it.
Grabbed it, little ground ball foul. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Bottom of the second inning, no score. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing, and that's another ground ball. Scooped up there by Leedy. Bobbled it. Throw to first. It's late, and Crossan is safe on first base. So the Highclimbers have a base runner.
So an error on that. And now up is Drew Hessler, the designated hitter, number 15.
Yeah, and Helser was 0 for 2, struck out once in the last meeting between these two teams. I want to talk about banana ball one more time.
Okay.
There's a guy who wears stilts, and he bats on stilts. He pitches on stilts. You have to see it, Jerry.
All right.
It's very interesting.
That's my homework assignment tonight.
Here's the first pitch to Helser. It's a strike, 1 called. And if you watch 60 Minutes,
I sometimes do,
yeah,
but
not this week. Well, you missed out. Missed out on some pretty good stuff. Also upset our president, but that's another story altogether. Yeah, crossing over at first base. 2 away for the Highclimbers. Helser steps back in for the Highclimbers. He's got an 0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Ground ball. Backhanded by Leedy. Throw to first on the hop, and it's bobbled there. The runner's safe.
But that was a beautiful play by the shortstop. Throw was a little bit low, but it will be an error.
And bounced into the glove over there at first base, and Wakefield had it in his glove. It just popped out. And so the Climbers have runners at first and second.
And now up, the 9th hitter in the batting lineup is number 9, the second baseman, Zane Harding.
Zane was 0 for 2, walked once, scored a run. Struck out once. Pitched on the way. High, ball 1. So Crossan's at second. Helser's on first. 2 out. And a 1-0 on the way. Ground ball, a little dribbler there, scooped up by Sneller. Throw over to first. That time Wakefield gloves it and records the out, and that will do it for the Highclimbers. They get leave a couple guys out there. Head to the third, no score. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
And we head to the third inning of play. No score, Centralia coming up.
Yeah, and leading off for the Tigers is number 9, the second baseman, Jacob Lowe.
Do I have information on Lowe? Yes, let's take a look. Actually, it's Jonah, Jerry.
Is
Jonah,
it Jonah Lowe?
Jonah Lowe, yeah.
Jonah Lowe.
Yeah, it's really hard to read the writing on these. Third, Jonah was 0 for 2.
Thank you for correcting me.
Did bat in a run, however.
Thank you.
First pitch to him, swing and a line drive. It goes to the hopper right there to Turnbow. He throws a fastball a little bit past Winans at first base, and there's a leadoff runner for the Tigers.
And unfortunately, that goes down as an error.
We're back to the top of the order, right, Jerry?
Yes, now we're at the top of the order, and now we have up number 2, the shortstop, John Leedy, and he is 0 for 1, struck out in the first inning.
So 1 on, nobody out. Runner at first base, pitch on the way to Leedy that's inside, and Ward with almost getting ready to throw to first base. He's the runner back to first. And that was a ball, wasn't it? Okay. Let's get everything ready here. Next pitch is a strike, so 1-1 the count.
Yeah, we've only had one hit in this game.
For the Tigers.
Yeah, and that was by Jake Johnson.
Yeah. Low at first base. Nobody out. Leady's the batter. He's got a 1-1. It's going to be 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Get a low at first base. Take a lead over there. Not too big of a lead.
No.
So your typical lead. Here's a pitch on the way. Popped up, and that's heading over everybody's head out of play, Jerry. So 2-2 the count.
And John Leedy is the second hitter this inning for the Tigers.
Yeah. But Lowe's at first base, taking his lead there, a little shorter lead this time than the last time. Leedy waits for the 2-2. Nice stop by Ward on that ball. So the count goes full. Gunnar Jensen on the mound for the Highclimbers. Nobody out. Leedy holds that ball in his, or that bat on his shoulder, and he swings and he puts a ground ball right up the middle. Nice play there by Harding to Turnbow for the out at second. However, the throw to first was off, and that will record 1 out, but still 1 on.
So we have a fielder's choice there.
Well, it is a nice, nice play there.
But unfortunately, I'm going to have to mark that as an error.
Yeah, Turnbow not throwing too well today so far. But 1 away, 1 on, runner at first base.
Yeah, and now up is Kellen Rookledge, the center fielder, number 17. He struck out the first.
Takes ball 1. You got Leedy at first base, 1 out. No, Rookledge is the batter. Pitch on the way. It's going to be low for ball 2, so 2-0.
Yeah, Kellen was the top running back last year for the football team. Nice job. Quick.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to see them because we're playing in a different league for football.
Yeah.
That was ball 3, so 3 balls, no strikes to Rookledge. 1 out, 1 on, runner at first base. Again, that's Leedy at first, dancing over there. There's a pitch on the way. Strike down the middle of the plate. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Rookledge. Give 1 out, 1 on. Leedy takes a lead at first base. Here's pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled off. So the count is now full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Jensen looks back at first base. Leedy over there. Rookledge waits for the 3-2. Line drive right past the first baseman into right field, and Leedy heads to third base. Rookledge is on first. So runners at the corners, 1 away.
Okay, and now up, that's the second hit for the Tigers. Now up is the first baseman, number 15, Hudson Waterfield. He was hit by a pitch back in the first.
So runners at the corners, 1 out, no score. And here's the first pitch as it popped up, out of play over our heads, Jerry. This is a Waterfield. 0-1. You got Leedy at third and Rookledge at first. 1 out. And 0-1. Waterfield, he'll smack one that goes foul up the third base line. Runner had gone, but he's got to go back. So
nice line drive shot.
Oh,
though.
yeah. Really no wind to speak of here today. Just
Not
a little
much.
breeze. You hear it every once in a while on our microphones, but the flag's just kind of fluttering out there. Here's the 0-2 to Waterfield. It's going to be ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
At game time, it was 72 degrees.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Runners at the third and first, or at the corners. He's at third. Rookledge is at first. Waterfield is the batter. He's got a 1-2. Oh, that ball gets away. Coming in, trying to score is Leedy, and he does. And the Tigers score first on the play also. Rookledge heads to second base. So the Tigers are up 1-0. And the count is 2-2. 1 in, 1 out.
Rookledge in scoring position at second.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Waterfield. That one bounces in. And that makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes. To Waterfield. Again, Rookledge is at second base. 1 run has scored. It's a 1-0 ball game here. Top of the third. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And Waterfield goes down swinging. That makes it 2 outs.
And that's a 4th strikeout for Jensen. And now up is your cleanup hitter, the right fielder, number 30, Jake Johnson. Like I said, he's 1 for 1 with the single.
So 2 out now and 1 on, 1 in. Pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 1. Rookledge again is at second. He'll take a lead there. Johnson waits for the 1-0 from Jensen. Here's a pitch on the way. Fastball. That one swung and heads fast to the mini dome, Jerry. Had some speed off the bat. 1-1 the count. Johnson steps back in. His pitch on the way. Inside. Ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Johnson. Now Jensen's pitch count has gone up here. It's 43 now. His pitch on the way outside. That's going to be ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Johnson.
Yeah, Jensen had really good control in the first 2 innings. This inning struggled a little bit.
So 1 in, 1 on, 2 out. Pitch on the way. Outside, strike 2. Call that. Hit that outside corner. Again, from our angle, it looked like it was way outside. We've got a bad angle, Jerry, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
And the count is now full to Johnson. Tigers do have a 1-run lead here with 2 out and 1 on. Pitch on the way. It's going to be a walk. So Johnson heads to first base. So 2 on now, 1 in, 2
And that's
out.
the first walk given up by Jensen. And now up is your catcher, number 5, Brock Boone. And he flew out to center field in the first inning, 0 for 1.
Yeah, the delay there was so he could take his shin pads off, Jerry, because he was not expecting to be at bat. But the walk, putting Johnson on first base, means he's got a bat. Pitch on the way, swing, and a fly ball. That's headed to right field. Getting under it and grabbing it will be Zane Scott, and that will end the inning. But the Tigers do get 1. They leave 2, and they lead 1-0. We head to the bottom of the frame on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
Head to the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 Centralia. They get the run in the top of the frame. And the Highclimbers coming up to bat.
Yeah, leading off is number 22, the shortstop, Carl Turnbow. And Carl Turnbow is had a walk in the first inning and had a stolen base, but was stranded there, unfortunately, at second base in the first inning.
Yeah, Young still on the mound for the Tigers here. Let's see, 2 hits he's given up here. No, I'm sorry, no hits, doesn't he? Young has no hits. I'm looking at the wrong box. The Highclimbers haven't had a hit. Have they had a hit?
The Highclimbers have not had a hit yet.
All right.
And Centralia has had 2.
All right, that's what I'm looking at. Looking at the wrong box score. So here's Turnbow to lead things off for Shelton.
Usually it's the other way around. He corrects me.
Not often, though. He's the expert when it comes to baseball and softball. Here's the first pitch to Turnbow. That's going to be high for ball 1. Thinking that ball just kind of sailed on Young a bit, leaving his hand. Turnbow steps back in, waits for the 1-0. Fastball, he'll hit that one. That gets into left field for the base hit. Turnbow turns the corner at first base.
That was a nice hit. That was a shot. And now up is the second hitter of this inning, Boston Madison, the left fielder, number 4. He flew out to the second baseman back in the first.
So 1 on and nobody out for the Highclimbers. Madison will step in. Turnbow at first base for Shelton. Trailing 1-0 to Centralia. First pitch to Madison is on the outside corner for strike 1 called.
A little velocity on that pitch.
Kind of sank too.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. I have 0-1, right, Jerry? The board says 1-1. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Runner goes. Turnbow slides in safely as there is a throw, but it's behind Turnbow. And another stolen base for Carl.
Yeah, that's his second, Diedrich.
Puts him in scoring position, and that's strike number 2, actually, to Boston Madison. So nobody out, 1 on. Turnbow takes his lead at second base. Boston Madison waits for the pitch. Be ball 1, high and outside.
By the way, that single by Turnbow was their first hit for the Highclimbers.
Turnbow back there takes his lead from second base. Here's the 1-2. It's a fly ball. That's going to head over to right field. Oh, off the glove of the right fielder Johnson. Turnbow heading to third base. Turns the corner there, heading home. And look out, here goes Madison with an RBI triple. Wow. I don't know if you call that a triple or an error, Jerry.
You know, it did touch his glove. I'm going to give it a triple, and I'm sure that I'll be marked wrong on that.
Well, whatever. I'll agree with you. So it's a 1-1 ball game as Turnbow scores, and Madison ends up on third base.
Yeah, we try to give the benefit of the doubt if we can. And now up is the catcher, Jack Sward, number 2.
First pitch to Ward is high for ball 1.
But it was well hit.
It was well hit. Off the glove of the left fielder, and they just couldn't gather it in. So Turnbow, who had tagged up, he came all the way around from second base, and then Madison made the way to third. There's a swing and a pop above our heads.
Yeah. Jack's is 0 for 1. He flew out to the left fielder back in the first.
So 1-1 the count. 1 in, 1 on. Boston Madison over at third base takes his lead there. Pitch on the way. High for ball 2, so 2 balls and 1 strike for Ward. Ward steps back in. Waits for the 2-1. He'll swing and he'll pop that one out of play off the third baseline. Got a lot of that. He got a lot.
Yeah, hit the end of the mini dome.
Yeah. Or more of the new weight room down there.
Yeah.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, 1 in, 1 on. Runner at third base. Here's the pitch on the way. Just came in. Strike 3 called. Wow, that came sinking in there for the strikeout, and that's 1 away for the Highclimbers.
And now up is your cleanup hitter, number 30, the right fielder, Zane Scott. He is 0 for 1.
So here's first pitch to Scott. Swing, and that one's off the end of the bat. If there wasn't a fence in the way, I could have played that, Jerry. And I would have bobbled it. So strike 1 to Scott. Again, Boston Madison over there at third base. 1 run has scored, so it's tied up at 1-1. Highclimbers looking to take the lead here. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be outside for ball 1, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 1 in. Don't get to say that often. Here's the 1-1. Outside and low for ball 2, so 2 balls and 1 strike.
The Centralia pitcher, Caden Young, has had 1 strikeout so far. And 1 walk.
Here's the 2-1 to Scott. He'll pop that one up. It's playable just on the grass out there to get it. It's going to be low. Actually coming in to get it is going to be Johnson to make the out. From right field, and tagging in and coming in to score is going to be Boston Madison to give the Highclimbers a lead. And I think you call that an RBI sac fly, don't you, Jerry?
You will call that an RBI. That was smart running by Madison, and probably a very good call by Trevor Cahoon. And now up is your fifth hitter, the first baseman, number 24, Cam Winans. He's 0 for 1.
So the score is 2-1. Pitch on the way. That bounces over the head of the catcher for ball 1. So 2 away for the Highclimbers, 2 in. And they take the lead. 2-1 here. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Pitch on the way. That's going to be high and drops inside to Winans for 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out. Nobody on, 2 in for the Highclimbers. Winans steps in. He stands in the middle of the box, kind of towards the front. Pitch on the way. There's a strike right at the shoulders. So
yeah, the Highclimbers have already had 2 hits in this inning, a single and a triple.
Winans has it. Next pitch, he'll swing and he'll foul that one off. So 2-2 to count to Cam Winans. 2 out, nobody on, 2 in. 2-1 is our score. Young into his windup and the pitch. Strike called, and that will do it for the Climbers here in the inning. They do get 2 and take the lead. They lead to 2-1. We head to the 4th. Centralia coming up. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids learn by watching adults. So consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
And we head to the 4th inning of play. Shelton 2, Centralia 1. Jerry?
Yeah, the Highclimbers in the bottom of the third had 2 runs on 2 hits. There was no errors, nobody left on.
Okay.
And now up is number 1, the third baseman, Michael Sneller, and he is 0 for 1.
I like the way Michael spells his name. Nykal. It's very deceptive. Number 1.
Yeah.
Interesting way to
Michael.
spell Michael.
Yeah, it's a very interesting name.
Yeah.
Way to spell it. I've seen that occasionally, but very seldom. I mean, a little bit.
I think we
I've
have
heard that name.
We have a change
spelled that way.
In the outfield for the Highclimbers, I believe. Kind of looks to me that, well, maybe not. Madison's. There's some discussion between Trevor Cahoon and the umpire team, and here comes the Centralia coach as well.
Yeah.
Talk things over, or they didn't skip somebody in the order, did they? I don't think they did.
No, they did not. Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at your sheet.
Let me
Doesn't
look
look
at
like
the number there. Let's see. It
Yeah,
should
it's
be
number
number 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, there could be maybe they're talking about the substitution. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what the substitution is actually. I'm trying to check it out here.
Okay.
I don't really see any change.
Okay. So
Right.
we're in the top of the 4th here
Yeah.
with the Tigers up.
Down. They're up, but they're not. They're down in the score, 2-1.
That's
Centralia.
true. Okay.
We'll get it figured out one way or another. So here's a Sneller. First pitch to him is a ground ball chopper. It's going to be charged in by Turnbow, who gloves it, throws it over to Winans at first. He got him just in time. That was a nice play by Carl Turnbow. So 1 away for the Tigers. It's like he has to be moving, Jerry, to make a perfect play.
Yes.
His errors earlier were he was standing still.
And a good stretch by the first baseman.
Yeah.
And now up is your pitcher, number 3, Caden Young, and he's 0 for 1. Flew out to the shortstop.
Here's the first pitch to Young. Line drive right back to Jensen's glove, just like he planned
look
it.
what I got.
And that's out number 2. 1 pitch there, and the batter's out.
All right, your third hitter this inning is number 13, your left fielder, Thomas Orr. He struck out back in the second, 0 for 1.
So 2 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way to Orr. That's going to be right there at the knees for strike 1.
But we'll give Gunnar Jensen an A on that reaction time.
And then that pitch he followed was pretty nice, too. It's a fastball right at the knees. Here's the 0-1. Changes it up a little bit. A little slower pitch, and strike 2 called. Wow. Gunnar getting back.
I think he's got his control back.
Yeah, I think he's getting back in his groove now. Here's the 0-2 to Orr. 2 out. Swing, and that one just got a piece of that one. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Thomas Orr. What do they call him? Double R? I don't know. I'm just filling some time here. Here's pitch on the way. It's high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Orr. I don't know. Maybe I'm stretching the double R, Jerry. I'm not sure. 2 out, nobody on for the Tigers here. Trailing 2-1 to the Highclimbers. Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and that will do it for Centralia here in the 4th. We head to the bottom of the frame. Shelton coming up there, leading 2-1.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Jerry, 2-1. Shelton with the lead, and the Highclimbers are coming up to bat.
Yeah, leading off for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the fourth is number 7, Jacob Jacoby, the center fielder. He's 0 for 1, flew out to the second baseman back in the second.
And Young still on the mound for the Tigers here. Now let's check on his pitch count here in a moment.
Yeah.
As Jacoby will step in. Wait for the first pitch from Young. Here it comes. Going to be dropping in there for ball 1.
A turf ball?
Yeah, turf ball. And Jacoby's working on 55 pitches, Jerry.
Okay.
Pitch on the way, fastball. That one's going to be swung and up the first baseline for foul. So 1-1.
It's probably about average. We were here in the fourth, yeah.
Like the Game Changer app, it gives us a lot of information, but it's always behind.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 2, so 2 balls and 1 strike to Jacoby. Leading things off for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Shelton up 2-1 on Centralia. Here's the next pitch on the way. Fastball is high. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Jacoby. Crossing on deck. Pitch on the way. Going to be low, and there's a leadoff walk for Shelton as Jacoby heads to first base.
And that's the second walk given up by Centralia.
So quick, Crossan has a quick chat with Coach Cahoon.
And now up is number 1, Daniel Crossan. He's 0 for 1, got on by way of an error on the shortstop, back in the second.
First pitch is a bouncer that comes in there. Runner goes. Jacoby slides in safely to second base. So runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Highclimbers are playing a little small ball, and they've done a good job of running. That's their third stolen base.
Here's pitch on the way. That's going to be inside and high for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out, 1 on. Jacob Jacoby at second base. He'll take his lead over there. Trying to get in the head of Young. Here's pitch on the way. Pass ball, strike right at the shoulders. 2 balls and 1 strike to Crossan. Jacoby takes his lead again at second base. There's the pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball foul at the third baseline.
I like what the home plate umpire is doing. He's doing a nice job back there. He calls the balls and strikes, lets you know if it's a strike. I like that.
Yeah. So 2-2 the count. 1 on, nobody out for the Highclimbers. Runner at second base, pitch on the way. That's outside there for ball 3, so the count goes full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 on. Crossan takes a lead at second base. I'm sorry, Jacoby takes the lead at second base. Crosses the batter. He swings and he misses at that one. And that's out number 1 for the Highclimbers.
And now up is number 15, the designated hitter, Drew Helser. And he's 0 for 1. He got on by way of an error on the first baseman on a throw.
So Jacoby's still on second base, 1 out. Helser takes the first pitch, that bouncer that comes in. And Jacoby's threatening to take off there.
Intimidated the pitcher, huh?
Well, daring the catcher to throw it. Boone doesn't bite. Here's a pitch on the way. Another high pitch, ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Helser. I think Jacoby's doing his job out there at second base, getting into Young's head. just a little bit. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 4th, 2-1 ball game. Pitch on the way, and it's going to be low and outside. 3 balls thrown to Helser.
And probably he's going to be taking this pitch. It depends on what the coach is calling.
I'd say he's going to swing.
Okay, let's dinner.
Dinner. I don't know about that, Jerry. Here's a pitch on the way. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. Takes strike 1. So I don't know what you call that, Jerry. He took it.
I think it's dinner time.
Okay. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Helser. He'll step back in. 1 out, 1 on. Jacoby on second base. Strike on the outside corner. That puts the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Helser. So Helser will step back in, wait for the 3-2 pitch on the way. It's going to be low, and Helser heads to first base.
And that's the second walk given up this inning by the Centralia pitcher. And now up is number 9, Zane Hardy, your second baseman. And he grounded out to the third baseman back in the second inning, 0 for 1.
So the Climbers up 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Runners at first and second. First pitch goes in there for ball 1 to Hardy. Jacoby's at second, Helser's at first. They take their leads. Pitch on the way. Oh boy. Oh boy, was that a strike or a ball?
I didn't see him.
Yeah, I guess it was a ball. It was
Yeah.
a ball. He was going to call a strike, but it just, I also saw him point down, so it was just a bit low. So 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch on the way. Outside, that gets away from Boone. All runners are going to advance a base. So Jacoby's on third, Helser's on second now.
Yeah, a wild pitch there. And then moves the runners up into scoring position, both.
So Jacoby's now at third, and Helser's at second base. 1 out, 2 on. 3 balls, no strikes. To Harding. Pitch on the way. It's going to be inside and high, so the bases are now loaded, Jerry.
Yeah, that's the third walk given up this inning by the Centralia pitcher, Caden Young. And now look who's up.
Might see a pitching change here, Jerry, as the coach is
Yeah,
coming
he's
out. Well,
coming
actually,
out.
it's not the head coach, so it's just a chat about this, where the ball is, where to throw the ball. Got 1 out and 3 on, so any base is open for the
out.
out.
Force out.
Force out, and you just need to double it up somewhere.
Yeah.
And Turnbow is going to be the batter, and he's been on base 2 times.
Yes, he has. He is 1 for 1, has a walk, has a single, has scored once, and has 2 stolen bases.
And he tends to get in people's heads when he's on base.
Yes, he could break this game open.
So again, you get Harding at first, Helser at second, and Jacoby at third. First pitch to Turnbow is low for ball 1. And the thing you don't want to do if you're young is to walk in and run.
Yeah, there's.
But that's the first ball. There's still a lot of pitches to be thrown here. Here's a pitch on the way. Fastball, just a bit high. Wow. So 2 balls and no strikes to Carl Turnbow. Runners take their lead. There's going to be 3 balls now. That's 3 pitches and 3 balls to Turnbow.
And he's definitely going to be taking here.
Okay, Jerry says he's going to be taking. Definitely. Shows bunt. Here's the pitch on the way. Pulls it back. He does take for strike 1. Jerry was right. Jerry was right. I don't say that
For once.
very often. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Turnbow. Again, the bases are loaded. 1 out. Pitch on the way. It's going to be a walk in and a run comes in.
And an RBI for Turnbow.
So the score is now 3-1. Shelton.
And Jacob Jacoby comes in. And now up is Boston Madison. And he had a triple back in the third. He is 1 for 2.
First pitch in there to Madison is a ball. Sorry, Jerry, I was just trying to adjust what I was looking at. Here's pitch on the way. Swing. That one's popped up. It's playable. Going over Leedy at second base. Reaches over and grabs it for the out there. So 2 down now for the Highclimbers.
And now up is Jax Ward, the catcher. And he is 0 for 2. Flew out to left fielder and struck out back in the third.
So again, the bases are still loaded. Ward swings the first pitch and knocks one to center field out there, and getting it is going to be Rookledge, and that will end the inning. However, the Highclimbers add one on. They now lead 3-1. We head to the 5th inning of play. Centralia coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything.
And we're back for the 5th inning, Jerry.
Yeah, and leading off for the Tigers will be Jonah Lowe. He is 0 for 1, got on by way of an error. And interesting thing, that last inning, what hurt the Tigers was the pitcher gave up 4 walks. No hits.
No hits, but they did send one across home plate to add on, and they lead 3-1. So leading things off, Jerry,
Yes,
you said
Jonah.
Low? Okay, yeah, that's right.
Not Jacob, but Jonah.
Folks, if you don't know, we get the 3rd and final copy of a lineup card, and it is hard to read a lot of the times.
But then you give me a nice sheet that has everything spelled properly. And do I always look at it? Well, I should.
Yeah, he'll learn, folks. He'll learn. So Lowe will lead things off for the Tigers here. First pitch to him. Swinging a ground ball. It's going to be scooped up there by Crossan. Takes his time to throw it over to first, and line is to record the out. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
And now up is John Leedy, and he is 0 for 2, and second hitter here in the top of the 5th for the Tigers.
And that's Jon for John, just to throw the thing in there. Here's a pitch on the way, just a bit outside for ball 1 to Leedy. I only say that because all the trouble I go to.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. It's like
a little more common than the way you spell Michael.
Right. And the next pitch is in the dirt there, or in the turf, I should say, for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on for the Tigers here. Top of the 5th, trailing 3-1. Coming to you from Highclimber Field. Pitch on the way, swinging, that one's fouled off. Straight back.
What a beautiful field, what a beautiful day.
Well, you know, I was talking to the Mason County administrator this morning.
Mm-hmm.
His son coaches for Elma, and they had a game here. He said it's a beautiful, beautiful field. He was very impressed.
Yeah. We've got some nice facilities, nice athletic facilities.
Pitch on the way, a check swing is strike 2. So 2-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on for the Tigers here. Top of the 5th. Scoreboard got the wrong thing on it. They're going to fix it right now. Here's a pitch and another check swing. That one's inside, and it's going to be strike 3 there, Jerry. That's out number 2.
And he's good about letting you know that that's a strike and Oh, we got a little talk here.
Well, it was inside. He did kind of take a check swing, and then the coach just wanted to make sure, yes, he's out.
Okay.
Wanted to double check to make sure it was a strikeout. So 2 away.
And now up is Kellen Rookledge, who is 1 for 2. Had a single back in the third, so he's 1 for 2.
His first pitch to Rookledge, swing and a line drive. That one gets by the glove and gets right up the middle into center field. Rookledge rounds first and holds up there. Nice try by Jensen as well as Turnbow, just couldn't get their glove on it.
And that's Rookledge's second second hit. And now up is your fourth hitter this inning, Hudson Waterfield. And he's the first baseman, number 15. And he's 0 for 1.
Okay. First pitch to him and throw to first.
Close.
Oh, boy.
Jack Ward has a good arm.
Rookledge just got back. That was a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 on, 2 out for the Tigers here. Top of the 5th. 3-1 is their score. Gunnar Jensen still on the mound for the Highclimbers. Pitch on the way. Check swing, but didn't go. That's going to be ball 2. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Rookledge is at first base for Centralia. Batter is Waterfield.
I'm sorry. The Tigers, that was their 3rd hit of the game.
Pitch on the way, inside. That'll be ball 3 to Waterfield.
And he should be taken. Let's see what happens.
So 3 balls, no strikes. Pitch on the way. He did get strike 1 called. Hey, Jerry understands this stuff. I'm the other way. I don't. Personally, I think I would have swung at that, being behind.
It was a nice pitch. Yeah, it was right down the middle.
Doesn't mean I would have made any contact. I was a horrible batter. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be high, and that will be heading to first base now.
And that advances Kellen Rookledge to second base. And so now up is your cleanup hitter, the right fielder, number 30, Jake Johnson. And he is 1 for 1, has a single, has a walk.
All right, and Ward made a little check-in with Jensen, who has thrown, 66 pitches so far.
Okay, and the 5th,
that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Pretty good.
For the 5th inning. So 2 out and 2 on. Johnson waits for the first pitch from Jensen. It's going to be low for ball 1. Runners are again at first and second for the Tigers. Got Rookledge at second and Waterfield at first. And the batter again is Johnson. Jensen will look back at second base. He'll go to the plate with a pitch. Fastball right down the middle there for strike 1 called.
And make a note that Johnson is the cleanup hitter for the Tigers, so probably has some power.
There's a reason he's in this slot, right? That's what Jerry's saying. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on. Johnson waits for the next offering from Jensen. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 1 and 2. Again, Rookledge at second base and Waterfield at first. Johnson waits for the 1-2 pitch from Jensen. Gunner will look back at second base, then go to the plate with the pitch. Fastball swing, that was popped up. It's going foul.
So far, Gunnar Jensen has 5 strikeouts.
Okay, good to know. This count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. As Waterfield had to make his way, he was practically to second base there, Jerry, on that foul ball. Here's the pitch to the plate. Outside, did not hit that outside corner that time. The umpire said, nope, it's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Oh, boy. So Johnson will wait for the 2-2 with Rookledge at second and Waterfield at first. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's fouled off Johnson battling here, trying to stay at
Jake
bat.
Johnson's really hugging that inside of that batter's box.
Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, 2 out and 2 on in a 3-1 ball game. Shelton with the lead, Centralia at bat. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be high for ball 3, so the count goes full. Had a feeling that was just kind of a wasted pitch there.
Everybody's going to be on the run right now. It's 3-2 count, 2 outs.
Here's the pitch on the way. That one swung and fouled off over the third base dugout. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, 2 out, 2 on.
Johnson's making it work.
He is. And Jacoby's now up to 74 pitches.
Okay.
Not that that really matters. Just like to have that stat to throw out there every once in a while. Here's the 3-2. That one's going to be again fouled off. Boy. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Runners at first and second. Rookledge is at second, and Waterfield is at first. The batter is Johnson. Waits for the pitch. Swing, and that one's popped up. Heading over there to left field. Coming in on the run to grab it off his glove. And it's coming in to score will be Rookledge. And coming in to tie things up will be Waterfield. And it is a 3-3 ball game.
And that will be an error. And now up for the Tigers is Brock Boone, the catcher, number 5, and he is 0 for 2, flew out to center field, flew out to right field.
So 1 on, runner at first base. Jensen looks back at first base. Comes to the plate, pitch on the way. It's going to be low for ball 1.
And that's the 3rd error I have on the Highclimbers.
Johnson's at first base. He'll take a lead there. 2 out, 2 in. Tie ball game now, 3-3. Boone waits for the pitch. It's going to hit it. No, it came off his glove. I got Joe Ward's glove. He'll throw to second, and sliding in safely will be Johnson. Just a bit of a bobble there by Ward. You don't see that very often.
But he stayed with it, though.
Yeah, he did. So 2 balls and no strikes. Runner in scoring position is Johnson's at second base. And Boone is waiting for the 2-0. Getting 2 out, 2 in. For Centralia here in the inning. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And that's strike 1. Here's the 2-1. Again, runner at second base, pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball that's heading over our heads, out of play. So the count is even at 2-2. We're in the top of the 5th inning in a tie ball game. 3-3 now.
Now this is the second close game between Centralia and Shelton this year. Very close game.
Pitch on the way. It's going to be inside and low, and the count is full. And Jensen just hit 80 pitches, Jerry.
Okay.
There's a pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and that will do it for the inning. However, Centralia gets even. They get 2 across home plate, and it's a new ball game at 3-3, heading to the bottom of the 5th. This is Mason Webb TV, powered by HCC.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Bottom of the fifth we go, Jerry, 3-3.
Yeah, in the top of the fifth, the Centralia Tigers had 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base, and there was 1 walk.
Okay.
And leading off for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the fifth will be the cleanup hitter, the right fielder, number 30, Zane Scott, and Zane is 0 for 2.
So 3-3 ball game here. That was interesting. The final warm-up pitch from Young. Kind of just lobbed it in there. Got Boone, the catcher, to stretch out, I guess. Maybe that was the idea, to get him to stretch out to get that ball.
It's kind of a replay of the game that they played at Cheney Stadium, isn't it?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
But here's the first pitch to Zane Scott to lead things off. Shows bunt, takes strike 1. Actually, technically it was a foul. He got a little piece of it.
Did he? Okay.
Well, either way, it was a strike. Well, I say it was a strike. The board says it was a ball.
I didn't see the indication of the strike.
But I didn't. I thought he did. Here's the next pitch on the way. That one's a fly ball. That's going to be right into the running glove of Leedy, and that's out number 1 for the Highclimbers. So I guess whether it was a strike or ball doesn't really matter at this point.
And now up is number 24, the first baseman, Cam Winans. And Cam is 0 for 2 in the ball game.
Swings at the first pitch. He's got a ground ball scooped up there by Lowe. Throw over to first base to Waterfield, and that's out number 2.
Okay, the third hitter this inning is the center fielder, number 7, Jacob Jacoby. And Jacob is 0 for 1, had a walk in the 3rd inning and also had a stolen base and scored the 3rd run for the Highclimbers.
First pitch to Jacoby's a ball. It kind of bounces around there. Boone had trouble to locate it. I don't know what happened there. I think it hit the shoe or something on a hop. Popped up into the air. Either way, it's a ball. Ball 1 to Jacoby. 2 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way. There's a strike 1 called. So 1-1 to count. I have 2 outs, Jerry, right? Do you have 2 outs?
I do. Okay. I have 2 outs.
Scoreboard operator needs to catch up
fly
here.
out, and we had a ground out.
That's right. Okay. Here's a pitch on the way. That's going to be another ball. So ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Jacoby. 2 out, nobody on. Daniel crossing on deck. Should Jacoby reach? Here's the 2-1 to Jacoby. Fastball, he'll swing and pop that one off. Foul, straight back.
I like what the on-deck hitters for both Centralia and Shelton are doing. They're displaying a lot of sportsmanship, helping out the umpire, going for picking up that foul ball. It helps.
So the count is 2-2 to Jacoby. 2 out, nobody on. Wind is blowing right in my face, Jerry, and I can't get it to stop. It's a line drive that's going to be stopped right there. Nice play by Lowe. He'll throw it away, Waterfield to first base. And that'll do it for the Highclimbers. 1, 2, 3 to go. We head to the 6th. 3-3 on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids can't tell which is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV by HCC is being made possible by United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
New pitcher for the Highclimbers to start the sixth inning of play. Daniel Crossan takes over on the mound, and that'll send Gunnar Jensen to third base, Jerry.
Okay.
Just a lineup
Just
change
switch
for you.
positions.
Yeah. So Crossan in to try to close this thing out, or see what he can do at the mound. Is Jensen's well, day on the mound is over, but he's over in third base. So a new pitcher. I want to talk a little bit more about banana ball, Jerry.
Okay.
There's no such thing as a walk in banana ball. If you get four balls, you have to sprint, and you're not on base until you can actually be out if the infield or somebody gets 5 touches on the ball before you reach base. It's complicated, but you must sprint. Yeah, I'm just saying. All right.
And now leading off for the top of the 6th is Michael Sneller, number 1, the third baseman. He is 0 for 2. Yeah, I got to look that up.
You gotta watch it. You gotta learn about. Oh, he swings and pops one up. It's in foul territory. Winans going over there. Can't get to it. It's out of play. You just have to just take a look at it. There's lots of videos on it, apparently. Yeah. And then the thing with the owner of this whole banana ball thing, it's all available on YouTube, and it's free. And it keeps ticket prices pretty low, too. It's interesting.
It'll be in the Olympics in 5 years.
I don't think it'll be that far. There's backflips and all kinds of weird stuff. There's another swing and a fly ball. This one's headed over out there to right field, and Scott will get under that one, and it'll be out number 1 for Centralia.
And now up is number 3, the pitcher, Caden Young, and he is 0 for 2.
So 1 out, nobody on for the Tigers here in a tie ball game, 3-3. Top of the 6th inning. Strike called to Young on the first pitch.
Daniel's throwing with some good velocity too. Good control so far here in the 6th.
So there's the 0-1. Whew, swing and a miss that time.
I wish we had a radar gun.
Well, Jerry will have to purchase one.
Okay, I will.
And we'll have to get connected to the app. And
okay.
That means I'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, you will. I'm not the tech guy.
So 0-2 to Young. 1 out, nobody on for the Tigers here. 3-3 ball game. Top of the 6th. Pitch on the way. Swing and a check swing there. It's going to be high. Peel down to the first base umpire, and it's ball 1. I like that. Get to be able to appeal to the other guy.
I do. That was the first appeal of the game, but it was good on Jack Ward's part.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Young. Strike 3 called, and Young is out.
Boy, he's looking effective. Now up is Thomas Orr, the left fielder, number 13. And speaking of strikeouts, he is 0 for 2.
So 2 away, nobody on for the Tigers here. However, the Tigers have done some damage with 2 outs here in the ball game. Here's a pitch on the way. That one looked like a good pitch, but it was just a bit outside. Yeah. Again, our angle's poor. Even if we were right on top of it, we wouldn't see the same thing. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way to Orr. There's a strike down the middle of the plate. Can't get much better than that.
I like what he's pitching, how he's pitching out there.
So, yeah, 1-1. I was just double checking something, Jerry. Sorry. Yeah. Pitch on the way. Strike 2 called. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Orr waits for the next pitch
from Crossan on the mound. In relief. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it for the Tigers here in the inning. We head to the bottom of the frame. Still 3-3. Shelton coming up. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
So the bottom of the 6th inning we go, 3-3 ball game. Young is still on the mound for the Tigers. He has 92 pitches, Jerry, so he's probably not going to stay in there much longer.
I would say this will be his last inning.
Especially if he gets into trouble. Well, we'll see.
Speaking of pitchers, up now is Daniel Crossan. He had 2 strikeouts in the last inning pitching, and he is 0 for 2, got on by way of an error, and also struck out.
So Crossan will step in.
And he's got a good chance here to help his cause.
3-3 ball game, bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch on the way, that's going to be low for ball 1. You can't really hear it, Jerry, but there's a lot of chatter coming out there of the Highclimber dugout. It's not, I don't know why that is. It's not as prevalent as fast pitch. There's the next pitch in there. That's going to be low for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Crossan. Daniel Crossan leading things off for the Highclimbers here in the 6th. Pitch on the way. Strike that time called. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch on the way. It's going to be popped up. Out of play. Over our head. And it comes down sometime for strike 2. So 2-2 the count. Here's 2-2. That's going to be ball 3, a bit high. So 3-2 the count, Jerry. Full count.
You see anybody warming up?
No.
It's kind of hard from this angle, isn't it?
No, there's nobody out there, Jerry.
Okay.
Here's the next pitch on the way. Strike 2. Or strike 3 actually called. That'll be out number 1, pardon me. So 1 away for the Highclimbers.
And now up is number 15, the designated hitter, Drew Helzer. And Drew
actually, no, Jerry's number 13.
Change?
It's number 13, Gunnar Jensen.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So he's playing third base.
Yeah. And this is the first time up for Gunnar.
First pitch to Jensen. It's going to be high for ball 1. Let me see if I can find something to say about Gunnar at bat. I do not have anything about him batting.
Okay.
Sorry. Pitch on the way, swing, and a fly ball. That is going to be fair right into the corner. Gunnar rounds first and heads to second, and he has a 1-out double.
Yeah. A stand-up double for Gunnar Jensen.
Well, I got to tell you, the Centralia team just kind of watched that ball, expecting it to drop foul, and it dropped about a foot inside the line. And you're go after that ball regardless.
Number 9 is Zane Harding, the second baseman. He is 0 for 1, has a walk, back in the fourth. Apologize.
No, that's all right. So he did take strike one. Little sinker there that dropped into the strike zone. So 0-1, 1 out, 1 on. Jensen's at second base. Pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 1, so 1-1. To Zane Harding. Pitch on the way. It's going to be a bit high. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Harding. Again, you've got Gunnar Jensen at a second. 1 out, 1 on. And a okay. It's going to be low and ball 3, so 3 balls and 1 strike.
Boy, they're giving that third baseline a lot of space in the outfield.
And Young has hit 104 pitches, Jerry, here
wow.
in the ball game.
This will be his last inning.
There's a ground ball scooped up there by, oh boy, throw to first was way short.
Yeah,
scooped up there by Leedy.
That's a single.
And there's going to be runners at the corners for the Climbers. Sorry, Jerry,
that was a nice play, though, by the shortstop.
Yeah.
And now up is Carl Turnbull, who has got on by way of walks twice, has a single, has scored, and has 2 stolen bases and an RBI.
So we do have a timeout here on the field, as I believe, Young is his day on the mound is done, I believe, and that way we'll send. Am I right? Am I seeing that right? Those numbers are really hard to. It is, or if I've got the numbers right, but he's going to do some warm-ups. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right.
With all the question marks and uncertainty surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything.
So Thomas Orr takes over on the mound for the Centralia Tigers. Orr did pitch a couple of innings against the Highclimbers on the 4th. Let's see here. He was 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout in his 2 innings. But he comes in with 1 out and runners at the corners. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's going to drop in to left field for a base hit. Here comes Jensen tagging in to score. And sliding into third is Harding. Sliding. And the Highclimbers take the lead 4-3.
Yeah, and Turnbull is 2 for 2 and had 2 RBIs there.
So
yeah, we got a runner. I'm sorry. Yeah,
no, it's okay, Jerry.
You're right. There's a runner off.
Always refer to the scoreboard if in doubt. And here's Boston Madison. First pitch to him is a strike.
Now, Boston is 1 for 3. Did have a triple back in the 3rd, so he's 1 for 3.
Highclimbers have taken back the lead, 4-3. Next pitch to Madison is low for ball 1, 1-1. 1 out, 2 on, 1 in, just low and away. Been listening to a lot of Mariners baseball. Ball hopper scooped up there by Leedy. Throw home, and they are going to tag out Harding for out number 2. And the Highclimbers do have runners at first and third now with 2 away. Good play to get the ball to save the run. Concede the hit, but save the run, right? And a good hard tag as well on Harding. At first. And Coach Cahoon is pleading his case there. Not really sure what the argument would be, but you got to defend your guys. He's just nodding, making sure that's what the call was. So in a 4-3 ball game, the Highclimbers have 2 outs, 1 in, and 2 on. And Jax Ward is going to be the batter. Is that right?
Ward is up, and he is 0 for 3. Flown out twice to. So we got runners on the corners.
Yep. So 2 out, 2 on, 1 in. So again, runners at the corners, 2 away, and Ward waits for the first pitch to him. From Orr, pitch on the way, runner goes. Strike in there, call, no throw to second as Madison makes his way over to second base. And then a little throw over there to second base, and coming in to score is going to be Turnbow. Boy, look away for a second and look what happens, Jerry. The Highclimbers are up 5-3 now. Go ahead.
Another heads-up play by Turnbow, and that's his second run that he's scored or come across.
So good ball awareness, Jerry. And that was a strike. Okay. And that was a ball, right? 1-1. Okay. Just getting up to date here. So 2 out, 2 in, 1 on, and a 1-1 count to Jax Ward. Swinging a pop fly. Shallow. Right field coming in to get it will be Johnson, and that will do it for the Highclimbers in the inning, but they do get 2. Take a 5-3 lead. We head to the top of the 7th. Centralia, their last 3 outs on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
We head to the top of the 7th inning. 5-3, Shelton with the lead. Centralia coming up here, Jerry, down to their last 3 outs. And Jerry's busy doing his thing. And it looks like leading things off for the Tigers will be Jonah Lowe. Right in the heart of the order, the bottom of the order, right, Jerry?
Yeah, that's he's the 9th hitter in the lineup, and he is 0 for 2 in the ball game so far.
So the Highclimbers got the 2 runs. They left 1 out there in their half of the 6th to take that 5-3 lead.
But they did get 3 hits.
Right.
They got 2 doubles and a single. And some good base running.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what we have here. Oh, we do have a, no, we don't have a change. I thought that Turnbow was going to go to second base, but Harding is, or sorry, we do have a change in the lineup there, Jerry. And defensively, Ryan Brody is at second base now. And Silas Hoff is out there in right field. First pitch, however, to Lowe is fouled off for strike 1. just to get everything. So much to track in baseball, isn't there, Jerry?
Yeah, it's interesting. It keeps you hopping.
It keeps you hopping. What other chances? Oh, Michael Carlson is in center field. And Boston Medicine's out there in left. And that next pitch was a strike, fouled off. It's going to be 0-2 to Lowe. Leadoff batter for Centralia. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And that'll be out number 1 for Centralia in the 7th.
And now up is number 2.
Gotta make sure, Jerry. I don't
Yeah, I'm making sure. Yeah, thank you.
I can't see him.
I can't see either. John Leedy,
okay.
And he's a shortstop. He's made some nice plays out there at shortstop, and he is 0 for 3.
Takes strike 1, called strike 1 on the first pitch. So Leedy will wait for the 0-1. Daniel Crossan looking pretty good here, closing this thing out. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Leedy. 0-2. 1 out, nobody on. Crossan shook off a couple of signs there, Jerry. Now he's got what he likes. Here's the 0-2. High and a little bit outside for ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Leedy. Pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and that's out number 2 for Centralia.
That's the 5th. That's the 4th strikeout for Daniel Crossan. What a pitching a great game.
Kellen Rookledge is the batter now with 2 away for the Tigers.
Yeah, Kellen is 2 for 3, 2 singles, scored a run.
2 out, nobody on. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Rookledge for strike 1. Here's the next offering from Daniel Crossan. 2 away, nobody on, pitch on the way. That's going to be low, ball 1. 1-1 to Rookledge. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, nobody on for Centralia. Trailing Shelton 5-3 here, top of the 7th. Coming to you from Highclimber Field. Pitch on the way. Little change up there is going to be ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Rookledge.
Yeah, Kellen is the leading hitter so far for the Tigers with those 2 hits.
Next pitch on the way. Swing a little chopper right up in front of the plate, but I think it hit him in the foot, so it's going to be foul. So count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on.
Down to the last strike, huh?
Hudson Waterfield on deck should Rookledge reach. Is a 2 count, 2 out. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball right to Winans. Actually, no, that's not Winans. That is Jacoby playing first base. He'll glove it, run over to first base, tag it, and that'll do it for the ball game. As the Highclimbers, well, they kind of led and then tied and then took it off, right? Jerry, is that right?
It was an exciting game.
Yeah,
it was a good game.
Well, that's the final 5-3. Shelton takes this Evergreen Conference game. They have 2 of the 3 games against the Tigers. And we'll take another timeout. We'll be right back. Wrap this thing up. This Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision
whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Well, it is a final here at Highclimber Field. Shelton Highclimbers hold off the Centralia Tigers 5-3 to take this Evergreen Conference ball game. And Jerry has some totals.
I sure do, Diedrich. Nice job calling the game. For the Centralia Tigers, they had 3 runs on 3 hits. They committed 2 errors. I'd be interested to see how close I am there. The leading hitter for the Centralia Tigers was Kellen Rookledge, and he was 2 for 4. Also, Jake Johnson had a hit, and that added up to 3 hits for the Tigers. The Highclimbers had 4 runs. I have 6 hits, 3 errors. They might have 4 errors, or 3.
They have 2.
Okay.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. That's good.
And the leading hitter for the Highclimbers was Carl Turnbow. He was 2 for 2, had 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, and
2 RBIs.
2 RBIs.
A lot of 2s across the board.
Yeah, you're right.
Number 22, 2 for 2 for 2 for 2. Okay. Well,
and I'm curious to know how they marked Boston Madison. I gave him a triple.
1 for 4.
Okay.
Yeah, they did give him a triple.
Okay, good. So I was correct on that. Zane Hardy was 1 for 2, and Gunnar Jensen had a nice double down the third baseline as 1 for 1. And I'm trying to figure out who had the other hit.
Let's see. I got Madison with 1.
Or did they just have a total of 5 hits?
Harding, they had 5.
They had 5 hits.
5
that
officially.
Makes sense.
Okay. 5 officially, so yeah.
And 3 errors.
3 errors. Well, they only have 2. Well, 1 or 2, whatever. So in the end, it's that bottom line there, 5-3 win for the Highclimbers. Let's see here. These teams will play again tomorrow, this time in Centralia. Our next broadcast is tomorrow when the Shelton Fast Pitch softball team hosts Centralia. First pitch is 4:30 tomorrow. We'll be on the other field on the other side with the sun in our face. Anything to add there, Jerry?
No, both games against Centralia were very close, decided by 1 run towards the end of the game. And I thought both pitchers did well. I was really pleased with Daniel Crossan. He came in that 6th and 7th inning to help out. Gunnar Jensen did a nice job.
Now you got me curious what the official line is on the pitchers, so I got to go back into the thing here. Let's see here. Jensen, 5 innings. 3 runs on 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Daniel Crossan, 2 innings, 0s across the board, 4 strikeouts.
I think what hurt Centralia was in that 1 inning, they threw 4 walks.
For the Tigers, let's get down to their pitching here. Young went 5 1/3 innings, 4 earned runs on 4 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, or the 2/3 innings. 1 run, 1 hit, no walks or strikeouts in that. So just to cap it all off in the statistic line there.
Fun game to call.
It was.
Nice weather, and You know, it was a joy. Enjoy it.
It was a joy for more reasons than one. I didn't
Yes.
have to lug in the tent and set it up and put the
you
weights
haven't put
in.
any layers on tonight.
No, I have not, wimp.
One layer. One layer.
Well, it's not fair because I actually have another layer on underneath. So. Just kidding, Jerry. Okay, so that will do it for us at Highclimber Field. My thanks to Jerry Apple for his help with today's broadcast. Final score again, Shelton 5, Centralia 3. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You have been watching High School Sports on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The preceding presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has been brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.